Hi, we're at La Villa Bonita Culinary Vacations in Tepoztlán, Morelos. I'm Ana.
I'm Ale.
And today we're gonna make a poblano cream of soup, which has no cream in it. So, we have here 4 poblano chilies. One of them is slightly larger. And Alejandra is gonna roast this one, which is gonna be for our decoration. So you can start roasting it, and then we'll show you a little later how she's doing this. She's just basically putting it on a flame. Meanwhile,
There you go.
there you go, babe. So meanwhile, I'm gonna show you the other ingredients. It's a very easy soup to make. So we've cooked already here some potatoes, which is what's gonna make it into a cream. And then we have here a chicken broth that I've made out of chicken bones from our fried chicken last night. So it's just water, and then the bones I put in there and just boil them, okay? It makes it really good. And don't be worried about the fact that you already ate them, because you boiled them for so long, there's no bacteria there, okay? And I'm gonna start by just cutting an onion here a little bit. Just gonna take the ends on both sides, because we just need to cut it into big chunks so we can add it into our pot with a little bit of olive oil. And I'm also gonna cut the poblano chiles like this, sort of like a bell pepper basically. And I'm gonna grab my bowl where I put my trash right here, get rid of the seeds and the veins, but all this is raw, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. And so it's not spicy, because you don't want it to be spicy. This is one of my favorite soups to eat for dinner, maybe with a grilled cheese sandwich on a cold day. I know it's still kind of cold in the States, so this would be a great thing to have right now. And even though here we're in the 90s, and I'm just gonna do another one, okay, Rob? And then I'm gonna start the flame on the pot that we're gonna use to make our soup, okay? If I leave a few seeds, it's not a big deal, but you just don't want a ton of seeds, okay? And the first thing I'm gonna do is just put a little bit of olive oil on this pot over here, Rob, that I already have heating up. And you can see how Alejandra's already roasting our poblano chile for decoration. You really don't need it, but if you want it, you can just, add it in. I think it makes, it adds a little something to our soup. And I'm gonna add it here into my olive oil, the onion and the garlic, and I have a whole garlic here. And I'm gonna do these like a quick chunk cut. Just gonna cut them a little bit smaller, Rob, so they can go a little faster, okay? So the meat here, and I'm using chicken broth. But if you don't have chicken broth, you can still just use water and it'll be perfectly fine too. And all I'm trying to do right now is soften up a little bit these veggies, okay? Now, I think one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're cooking at home is they overtouch their food. So right now I'm not gonna really be tossing constantly, just once in a while. And what I want them to do is also to sweat, so I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Oh, I don't have any, so I'm gonna have to grind it up. And I'll give this to Alejandra for our, thank you, Ale. And then here, I'm gonna grind up our molcajete. Oh, sorry, our black pepper in the molcajete. You don't have to do it like this. I just like to do it in my molcajete because for me it's more efficient than using the cornmeal. So I just like this better. Then I have a bunch of black pepper for later use. And put a little bit of black pepper here to flavor it with. And I'm gonna let it cook for a little bit. So I'm gonna put a lid on it, okay, so it can steam. And I might add a little bit of butter in there too, okay? So
we're almost there with this poblano chile right here. it takes a little bit of time. So if you don't want to use the stove, you can also use the torch, which is like faster than this. But
what do you want to use, Ale?
the
Torch? Okay. You can use a torch if you want to.
Yeah.
But I think right now you should just stick to
Yes.
that. I'm gonna add a little butter in here just to add more flavor. So maybe 2 tablespoons of butter go in here. Let it melt. That hit me in the right spot. So one of my favorite things to cook is soups because I think they're very comforting. And is it comforting or recomforting?
Comforting.
Comforting, yes. Comforting, what is that?
Just not pronounced very well.
Okay, so it's very comforting. And so I really enjoy having soup. Is one of those things. And the other reason I like to make soups is because usually I'm making soup out of something that it has already reached this prime and is not looking as nice. So I don't want to throw it away. So I would make it with, I would just make it into a soup. So I make 2 versions of this same soup. One is to make it with the potatoes. And the other one is to make it with zucchini, which also gives it the same creaminess, but without the carbohydrate, okay? But this time I thought it would be nice to do the potatoes, okay? So now that this is kind of steaming a little bit, I'm gonna add in here, Rob. You see, it's nice and getting brown. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna add the chicken broth, okay? So I'm gonna add my chicken broth, and again, like I said, you don't have to use chicken broth. You can always use just water. And I'm gonna let it just get nice and soften, so everything softens up there. No chicken, just the broth. And we're just gonna close it and let it come to a boil. Ale almost has the chile roasted fully. And so what, can you just pull it up for a little bit?
Yeah.
So if you can see, the chile is all nice and I would say roasted without actually charcoaling it. And that's super important when you're doing roasted poblanos because these are not bell peppers. Bell peppers have a really thick meat. Poblanos have a very thin meat. And if you over roast them, you're gonna end up with nothing, okay? So now that she has it ready, she's gonna put it on a bowl and cover it. And we're gonna keep these 2 things 15 minutes so they can keep cooking, and then we'll come back, okay? Now that we're back, because our cameraman is ready again to be a cameraman and not answering calls.
I had to take a very important phone call. When Hollywood calls, you have to stop production for a moment.
You sure that was Hollywood?
I'm sure
Bob?
it was Hollywood. They
Okay.
were calling. You know, the show is so well produced and executed that they couldn't wait any longer.
Okay, we're back.
To have you in the team.
Exactly.
Okay. So our poblano chilies and onions and garlic have already cooked. Ideally, I would say wait until it cools off to put it in the blender. But because we have time constraints and also we are professionals, we are gonna do something that you should not be doing at home, which is highly dangerous, which is to put hot stuff in a blender.
Warning.
Yes,
Danger,
warning.
danger, Will Robinson.
Please do not do this at home, kids. You're gonna just toss it together. Just
Okay,
careful.
just leave it.
Yeah, just careful.
Also, this is very
This
dangerous.
is also stupid and dangerous. Do not have 2
Do
people.
not do this at home.
Exactly. You should let one person do it because this is how accidents happen.
But remember, we are professionals.
Yes, who do stupid stuff too. And I'm gonna put the potatoes in here. So the potatoes are like super soft, okay? We did not add salt to them, or did you? You did? Okay, I thought we didn't. And we just started them out in cold water. And the idea is that they're super soft. And so we're gonna add just a think that should be enough. Well, no, let's do it all. Let's put it all in there. Now, I haven't gotten rid of the water because I'm not sure if I will be using it. And if I'm gonna add more liquid to here, I would rather use the potato water than just regular water since I don't have any more chicken broth. So we're just gonna bring this here. And then, because this is hot and we have safety issues, gonna have a wet towel. So this is a wet towel. And we're gonna cover this here, hold it, and start on really, really slow. Okay? Once it starts going, then you can go on high. You can even go on even higher. This is a very nice and creamy poblano chili soup. And we are gonna just put it back in a nice pot. So usually we like to cook all this stuff in one of our pottery pots. But sorry babe, I'm just gonna go this way, sorry. But we haven't been doing it because they take a little while longer to heat up. And since we're doing this video without doing any editing, I mean, we do some stopping here and there because, you know, half an hour, sometimes we have to wait or something like that. But this is a beautiful pot from the state of Morelos. It's made by a local potter called Chayo Dorantes. And her pots are lead-free, which is super important. They're certified by an association called Pure Earth. And we're gonna put our soup there so it looks nice when we serve it. And then Ale is gonna show you how to clean the roasted poblanos that we're gonna put on top just as decoration. You don't need it, but if you can and want to, you can do that too, okay? So I'm gonna put this here. You see how creamy it is and we did not add any cream to it? So it's a great way to cheat the people who don't have dairy but still want that same silkiness and creaminess in a soup. And if you also don't like to eat a lot of carbs, you can just substitute for like a nice zucchini that will make it like a green zucchini will make it nice and creamy too. Okay. I'm just gonna check for. I don't have a spoon. Let me grab a spoon. I'm gonna use this one and just throw it in the sink. It's a little salt. So put this right here. Add a little salt here. And that's it for the soup. And then Ale is just going to show you how she's peeling the poblano chile.
So now we let the poblano chile rest a little bit so it's easier to remove the skin. So now it's just like peeling it. Very, very careful. And it's super easy just to do it this way.
I'm gonna grab a plate so we can plate it, okay, Ale?
Yes, please. So either you can.
What do you want? Do you like white or like?
White will be good.
White would be good.
Yes. So normally we don't use the cloves, but we suggest to do that just in case that this is really, really spicy and you don't want to touch your face and get burned.
Okay, so now we're gonna make
this is ready.
called rajas, right?
Yes.
With that. Can you make the rajas?
Okay.
Okay, and let's get we found a little corn tamal, fresh corn tamal in our
freezer.
And all we did is reheat it in a steamer, so we can use it as our decoration. You could use a little bit of maybe croutons. You could do tortilla strips. You could do what else, Ale? Corn, like a little bit of corn,
yes,
right?
Like something we in Mexico we have esquites. You can do some.
That could be our next episode.
Yes,
Esquites
are super easy to make and delicious.
Yes. Okay, just make that one thinner, please. And so I'm gonna bring a lid so we can serve that, okay?
Yeah.
And show everybody how we serve it. Not a lid, a ladle, sorry. We don't need a lid. So I'm just gonna bring the pot over here, Rob. And we're gonna just serve like this. It's gonna look super awesome and taste super awesome. So I'm just gonna put this here. I hopefully did not make a mess. Oh, I did.
But it's okay. Don't worry.
Okay, that's good. And are you gonna put the whole tamal or should we do just like a round?
Just a round.
Okay, and like stick it up?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Oopsie. You know what? This tamal, he's a little soft.
Okay.
It's okay, we're just gonna do this. Just put it in like that, the little tamal. Oopsie, there you go.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wash my hands. And then get a rag to clean that up with. Okay.
Perfect.
That looks really nice, Ale.
Okay. You can also caramelize some onion if you want, and add like the poblano chile with a little bit of onion. That would be good. It's your imagination and creativity.
So we hope you like this poblano soup, cream of soup that has no cream in it. You can also add cream to it if you want to afterwards, and enjoy your day.